The reason why the hydroelectric plants are so interesting is because Virunga it's a mountainous park with very high rainfall, and so you have these streams that flow into rivers that become incredibly high energy torrents, and that can be converted into electricity. And the thing about electricity is it's not just about light bulbs, it's actually about life itself for many people. It provides the power behind thousands of small businesses that are growing much faster because of the cheap source of energy. And what we found is that with every megawatt of electricity, and the park can generate over 100 megawatts, that's 34 times what was being produced in terms of electricity before the park started supplying it. Every one of those megawatts will create between 800 and 1,000 jobs. %11 of those jobs created are being picked up by young men and women who were in the militias, who were really amongst the perpetrators of this extreme violence. But they're not in those militias because they choose to be. This is an area where there's 70% unemployment. They're there out of desperation, and if you can provide them with an alternative, they'll take it immediately. And so it becomes an incredible tool, not just for saving the park, not just for rebuilding the economy, but also for bringing a level of peace to the region, to contribute to the peace effort in Eastern Congo. Started in 2007 when we came across a series of terrible killings of the mountain gorillas. We lost 10% of all of Virunga's mountain gorillas in the space of a few days. And this, of course, is one of the very most important gorilla populations in the world. And we couldn't work out why. And it took us about a year to discover that it was because people desperately needed fuelwood. And it wasn't the mountain gorillas that were being targeted. They were being targeted because rangers were protecting the forest because it's the gorilla's habitat. And actually it's the forest that they wanted. And so rather than maintain this policing effort to keep people out of the forest, it made more sense to provide an alternative source of energy. And that was the rivers that could be harnessed as a source of energy without damaging the forest. Been an amazing instrument for peace, and so through that the park itself has taken a really positive direction in terms of the wildlife numbers have started to come back. The elephant numbers have gone from 80 in about 15 years ago to over 700 now. The mountain gorilla population has more than doubled.